right, let's go and get the chair, because this is primarily a Lassie Lizzie video. We'll try and remember in the morning to have a look at the pack. I'll do not really a review of it as such, but I will do, hopefully, if I remember, a video on the Gregory Paragon pack as a separate video, and I'll do a video, probably this one indirectly, on the Hilleberg Niak, because I'm borrowing this one from Chris Townsend and he'd like it back sometime soon, and realistically I'm quite happy for this one to go back. It's not one, hang on, we can't see you, and you know, say a few words about the tent and get Lassie out again. Obviously I was here a week or so ago with my friend. It is a farmer's field, and now I will admit I don't have permission to be in this particular field, but it's well off the beaten track, you know, apart from very, very few walkers that walk past, and you're literally looking at, I haven't seen any today yet. You don't really see anyone here. It's very quiet here, and we're right out the way. I got here late, and I won't be too late. I won't be too late leaving, and obviously we will practice, you know, leave no trace. So I just wanted to get out with Lassie, really, and this is a very convenient field, and it's not very far from the road, so you know, I can get Lassie here. And really, like I said, I just wanted to get out with Lassie, and I was just thinking, when I was here last time, you know, with my friend, it was kind of more, you know, me and my friend really kind of thing. So you know, we were messing around with the Namage tents and everything, so I didn't really concentrate so much on Lassie. So I was kind of sort of thinking, let's get out and we'll kind of, you know, we'll kind of concentrate a little bit more on Lassie, and we'll discuss tents and things like that, you know, as well. So I probably won't do a separate video on the Niak. Like I said, I think I'll just incorporate it into just a general video, you know, as we go. There's plenty of other videos on the Niak, and I think for many people, you know, they will have their opinion on it, and other people are going to be able to give a better thought process on it. But what I will just do, I'll just show you around. I think for chilling out, you know, for a chilling out, relaxing, reasonable weather, I think the Niak's okay. I think for backpacking and the type of thing that I do, then personally I would prefer, you know, from a tent point of view, obviously I would prefer the lighter MLD stuff. That's pretty obvious. But I think if I was backpacking, I think I'd rather have the Namage 2. I might try and weigh them and put the weights up, because the Namage 2 will be heavier than this by some degree. I like this tent. I'd like to try an Una one day, because I kind of get the impression that this is similar to an Una, but maybe more. The Una is potentially a bit more four-season than this. For what it's designed for, I think it's really good, clearly, because you've got big vents at the bottom all the way around, so you've got plenty of airflow. Although again, for the type of camping that I do, I would prefer, you know, down to the ground, which the Una does. I think the porch is decent enough on this. I do like the clip system on here. You can basically have either door done up or undone, so I think that's good. I like that. You've obviously got 9mm poles on it. You've got the thinner lines on it, so it is a lighter shelter. It's probably the 1200 Kieron material, and then, you know, a decent sized inner. Although again, maybe being a little bit fussy, I maybe would prefer the door, you know, coming down here, but that's you know, that's very, I mean, that's fine. There's plenty of room there for me to do my cooking in the porch. I think for me, for what I do, the things that lets it down the most, and this is probably my biggest gripe with this shelter, and maybe the Una, but I don't know, is that the top of the porch is effectively inside the tent. So when it's raining, even if it's a teeny weeny bit of rain, you have to do the porch up. I guess you could maybe zip it halfway and secure it with a peg or something. So, you know, there probably is a work around that. So, you know, you probably could zip it down, and but then you've got a lot of flapping material, which wouldn't be so good for, you know, cooking and what have you inside. And that to me is the one thing more than anything which makes this shelter really not suitable for me. Other people I'm sure will love it, but I just don't like, you know, that the porch is literally over the inner. I mean, it's just the design of it. I don't think there's any way, you know, around that. And for many people that won't matter. You know, most people, which is probably why they're constantly crying about condensation, probably do the doors up, do the inners up, you know, do every single thing up and stew inside their tent. But personally, I like to have everything open unless it has to be done up. And with most tents, you can leave the porch open until it gets to the point where it has to be done up, either because rain is really getting in or it's just too windy. So yeah, that's the biggest thing that I don't like, and I think it's quite heavy for what it is. You know, I'd rather have the extra weight of the Namaj 2 if I was going to be using a 2-man tent, or I would prefer my MLD stuff. And again, I think, you know, for summer use it's probably fine, you know, because you've got the big vents and everything else, like, you know, like that. But I just think for what I do, it's not, I like the Hillebergs, I like the Namages, I like the Kirons, I like the Enan, I like the Acto. Sulu is kind of okay if you if you really want that. But I will admit, this one has never really warmed the old cockles, as it were. It's just, and it's not that stable in the wind. I'm thinking, and I know someone has mentioned that you could in theory, obviously you could double pole it, but that really kind of defeats the object of weight and everything. You probably could bring these lines here around the back to give backward strength. But personally, I just don't think it's that stable in strong wind. But you know, it's not designed for strong wind. You know, it's just not really, it's really just not designed for me. It's just not designed for me. You know, it's designed for other people who will enjoy this type of shelter. It is clearly very open, you can open it up. I think it's a very good 3-season sheltered spot tent. Very sheltered spot, but like I said, I've only used it a few times, so you kind of got to take what I say, you know, with a little bit of a pinch of salt, which is why I'm not going into huge details on it. It's a Hilleberg, it's beautifully made, you know, it's strong. I had it on Dartmoor in quite strong wind and it just folded down on itself because I had the door open, and no poles broke, nothing snapped. I was concerned, I did think, oh shit, a pole's going to break, because it just flattened down, but it just sprang back up again. I did the door up and the door was enough to give it extra strength. So doing the door up when it's breezy is critical. So yeah, that's just a few passing thoughts on this shelter. It's nice, it's spacious, you know, for one person. There's loads of space inside and there is plenty of room, you know, in the porch. I just personally don't like that the porch is over the inner, you know. I just would prefer that, you know, I just don't like that design. It just doesn't suit me. Anyway, that's me waffling on about that. I'm going to unpack the pack, get it in the tent, and then we'll kind of concentrate a bit more on concentrate more on the little show off. You little Lassie showing off. Upside down, Lassie. Come here, Lassie, come and walk. I don't know whether we can... wait there. Alright, walk around. That way, round. Not to... oh, God. Not right to Lassie. We haven't really trained you very well, have we? She's doing okay walking. It's I just wouldn't want to take her very far now. I think her distant walking days are over. 20 minutes, half an hour, I think she's fine. When I do my local walk, it's about 45 minutes, and I push her in the trolley pram for about 3/4 of it at least. She can get around it. I have on occasion thought, oh, I can't be bothered to take the pram for one reason or another. And on a couple of occasions I have thought, let's just see how she gets on, and she can do it. But I'm more thinking really that, you know, for longevity of her and her legs, you know, better to push around, you know, some of it. So I've only, so that's what I've done. Anyway, it's 5:05. It's going to be dark, or the sun will go down just after 7. I don't know, 7:30. So yeah, we've still got an hour and a half. But I'll unpack, get stuff in, and then I'm just going to chill out and relax. And this is just going to be a Lassie, Lizzie waffling video. So most people will be, you know, thoroughly bored. Most people are thoroughly bored anyway with my stuff. So, you know, it's not really any different. I don't know whether any of you have seen the funny little tricks, but we did do some tricks. So Lassie and I will show you the few tricks that we have learned a long time ago, and she has remembered them. So we will try them again. So wait there. So left paw. So that's left paw. Hang on, wait a minute. I haven't asked for right paw yet. Wait. Right paw. There's right paw. You see, very good. So don't get left paw, right paw. And then the finale thing is, hang on, let's see, both paws. There, both paws. You see those both paws? Very good. And then we can do touch, when you're not too lazy. Touch, there, touch. So we can do touch. So we did do a bit of basic training a long time ago, which she's remembered. I'm not sure I'm not sure we really did much else. It was more just no sheep chasing and do your business in the garden. Oh, let's see. Lassie! Here's Lassie video. Lassie! Good girl. Lassie, good girl. Oh, Lizzie. Alright, look, we've got to get stuff unpacked. You've got to put the kettle. Well, actually, well, it was so not far to go. I even brought the tea I made for the car. Oh. Alright, we got to unpack. Yes. Oh, let's see. We got to unpack. Oh, let's see. No, we're not going. We're staying. Alright, we've got dinner time. I've put food down for Lizzie. So dinner for Lassie. There you are. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're not putting it in a bowl. No, because every time I put it in a bowl, she tips the bowl over. Okay, have you done it then? This Lassie video. Oh. Yeah, they want to see Lassie. And now they can't see Lizzie because of my big legs in the way. Anyway, where did I put my stove? There. I just brought for dinner, I'll probably just do it later on, mashed potato and the toppers. It's just really quite handy, that, but I will do that later. I've got soup if I want soup later, and porridge for the morning. And then I've just got 4-track energy bars and 2 Nutri-Grain. I tried to look for some smaller energy bars, but I didn't find anything handy in my drawer. So it's only a local walk. I really didn't worry too much about you know, bringing too much. Oh, wait there, Lizzie. Come on, Lassie. Come on. You have plenty, little Lizzie. Come on, Lassie.